What's up, guys and girls? This video is going to explain how to do simple substitution problems. So this first system of equations has two equations with two variables, x and y. Now this one is fairly simple because the second equation is just y equals 2. Now what you want to do as your first step in a substitution problem is substitute for one variable. So we have y equals on the bottom, and specifically y equals 2. Because we know in this system that y equals 2, anywhere we see y in the system, we can substitute it with 2. So in the top equation, we have 2x minus 5y equals negative 16. We know that that y is equal to 2. So we can rewrite the top equation substituting 2 in. So we'll have 2x minus 5 times 2 equals negative 16. Now we're going to go ahead and solve that equation for x now that we plugged in 2 for y. So first we'll have to simplify by multiplying 5 and 2, which gives us 10. And now we have a two-step equation. So we'll move the constants. And be careful with your signs. Negative 16 plus 10 is negative 6 because the sign goes with the larger number, which would be 16. And then last step, divide by the coefficient. So we get x equals negative 3. Now we have to be careful though because we're not totally done with the problem. It's a system of equations, which means we're going to have more than one variable, x and y. So your last step is always to write the answer as an ordered pair, and you always write it x, y. So negative 3, comma 2. Now it's a good idea to also check your system, and the way you would check your answer before moving on to the next problem would be to plug in the x and y values into the original equation and make sure they work. So let me pick a nice bright color. I guess green. So I'm going to plug in negative 3 for x and 2 for y and make sure that the equation works. Now, a lot of the times when you're checking a system, you have to check both equations. However, in our bottom equation, y is just equal to 2. There's nothing to plug in to check there. All right, so let's check that top equation. So we'll do 2 times, and our x value was negative 3. Minus 5 times our y value was 2. And the whole thing should equal negative 16 if we did it correctly. Now we'll multiply 2 times negative 3 is negative 6. 5 times 2 is 10. And then if we combine like terms, negative 6 minus 10 is negative 16. And because the left side of the equation equals the right side, our equation was correct. So our check is correct. It's a really good idea if you're taking a quiz or a test to do these checks at the end if you have time to make sure your answer is correct.